What is up, Packer fans? Back again. The Packers lost to the Cleveland Browns in Cleveland 13-10 in a game that was bad for the Green Bay Packers. It didn't look good on offense. Looked pretty good on defense, but didn't make enough plays on defense to really put the game away. And then special teams was terrible. I really don't know. The Packers were up 10-0 with about 3:40 left to go in the game. Cleveland did have the ball and they were driving. They ended up getting a field goal, 10-3, not a big deal. Packers ball. We run the ball. 3rd and 4, I believe it was, and LaFleur decides to throw it. We should have just ran the ball, made Cleveland use their last timeout, and then punt it, and then hope our defense can hold. The Cleveland offense hadn't done anything all game until the last drive where they got 3. Hard to score touchdowns in this league, especially against this defense. So I would have done that. LaFleur decides to throw it. Jordan Love misses the read, picked off, ran back to the 5-yard line. They scored a touchdown basically on the next 2 plays or whatever. They tied it up 10-10. Packers get the ball again. Drive down a little bit. Do some weird run plays to kind of get in position for an easier kick. 43-yard field goal to win the game. McManus is blocked. It looked like the guy off the edge blocked it, but really the guy in the middle blocked it. So both just bad blocking on the kick, on the field goal. And then obviously Cleveland was able to drive down a little bit, kick the game-winning field goal at the end of regulation. Packers, just abysmal way to end the game. Again, there were some things throughout the game that I didn't love. The Green Bay did. Obviously, on the defensive side of the ball, we played well. Not enough disruption. Joe Flacco kind of sitting back there, picking them apart when he had to. Quinshon Judkins had almost 100 yards on the ground and a touchdown. Running the ball for a rookie. The Cleveland Browns look like they have found somebody with that rookie. And then, guys like Njoku and Tillman just making plays. Just making plays for the Browns and not really allowing this Packers team to put them away. Even when it was 10-0, it just wasn't enough. I did like that, obviously getting a touchdown there. 2, the John Patrick Fitzgerald, I believe his name is. So the 3rd-string tight end for Green Bay caught a touchdown. But, Matthew Golden, 4 catches, 52 yards, his best game as a rookie for the Packers. Rashawn Gary, a 2-sack game. Now he's at 4.5. X got an interception, which I'm kind of mad about because if he would have knocked it down, the Packers would have got the ball back at about midfield with about 12 seconds left or so. I think they did still have a timeout. Might have to check that. But they could have maybe gotten field goal range for a long McManus attempt or a Hail Mary at the very least. The interception made it so that we got the ball back at like the 15-yard line. So good for X to get a pick, but really kind of a selfish interception if you ask me. Packers could have gotten position for some points before half. And then 3rd and 1, and Jordan Love takes a 13-yard sack, rolling out to the right, running backwards, not throwing it away, and just getting nailed by the linebacker. I don't know what he was thinking or what was going on there. Boneheaded play there, boneheaded play at the end, throwing the pick. Just not what I expected out of this Packers team going down to Cleveland. Cleveland, though, number 1 defense in the league coming into the game. Offense struggled. They only lost by 1 point against the Cincinnati Bengals when they had Joe Burrow. And then against the Ravens, they did lose 41-7. But it wasn't because their defense gave up a bunch of yards. I know Lamar had 4 touchdowns passing, but it was only 200 yards or so passing. And then Derrick Henry only had 23 rushing yards. So, yes, Josh Jacobs got to 30 rushing yards, but really didn't do a lot for him. He got some touch. He got like 16 carries, 30 yards. That's very, very bad average. And he did have a nice grab in the pass game, but the Packers just couldn't get anything going on offense. The offensive line looked rough. Zach Tom going out right away. Aaron Banks going out right away. Rasheed Walker played pretty good, but Jordan Morgan, 3 false start penalties? You just can't have that. Packers had 14 penalties altogether. Not going to win football games when you play like that. And then, just not giving Love any time. If we ran the ball, it got stuffed. If we passed the ball and we had more than a 3-step drop, Love was getting sacked or not being able to make a play. It was the quick hitters that were doing everything for us, getting the ball out quickly, but we just didn't have enough opportunities for that. And Green Bay just, really, really played bad in that 4th quarter. Cleveland outscored the Packers 13-0 in that fourth quarter in the last 3 minutes and 50 seconds or something like that. So to be outscored when you have the lead on the road, you just need to be able to finish those games. Again, I can kind of attribute this to a young roster, youngest in the lead, first road game of 2025, coming off of 2 really big wins against conference and a divisional opponent. So for the Packers, hopefully this is kind of just that trap game. I was kind of worried it was going to be one of those trap games. This offense just couldn't get anything going. Kind of tough to watch. Obviously not having Reed out there, Watson out there. But we knew that. We knew that Dobbs and Wicks would have to step up, and they played good. Golden stepped up. Tucker Kraft, not what he was. Maybe the injury kind of, limited him a little bit that he suffered during the week. But just not enough out of the playmakers. Jordan Love didn't play great. Obviously, it starts up front with the offensive line. Didn't love what I saw there. I don't know what they got to do to kind of shore up some of those positions, but Love needs more time to pass. He looked good against Detroit. It looked okay against the Commanders, even though when they blitzed, he kind of didn't have time. So this week they blitzed or they brought pressure, and he just had no time. And then obviously the Browns have good corners on the back end, good safety. Delpit got the pick, and obviously Myles Garrett up front. So for the Packers, really a struggle, losing 13-10. They fall to 2-1 on the season. Now they go to Dallas. The thing that bugs me the most is they had 10 days off before this game. They really had time to get amped and ready for this game, and then they go and play poorly. Obviously, the defense kept them in it. Basically, was going to win them the game until the offense gave Cleveland a short field, let them score a touchdown. Obviously, the blocked field goal. I don't know what Tucker Kraft was doing on the left side, but it was blocked in the middle, so it really wasn't the left side. It was that middle push. Still don't get how they have so many free runners or are blocking. People that were able to block the ball or in position to block the ball on that kick. And what a weird week for kick blocks in the league. A lot of them and a lot of last-second wins or losses for many of the teams in the NFL this week. I think there were 6 games in one of the windows. So pretty exciting weekend of football. Really bummed the Packers lost this one. We've got to regroup. Hopefully some guys can get healthy. Hopefully Zach Tom comes back sooner than later. Hopefully Aaron Banks is good to go. Otherwise, we have to figure out something on that offensive line. Defense played well, but I still need to see some more. We did get that interception, like I said, but no forced fumbles, really, no other interceptions, like the meaningful interceptions, ones that changed the game. That one at the end of the half by X, like I said, was kind of a selfish pick. So need more turnovers by this defense. Need guys to fly around a little bit more. I thought we'd really be getting after Flacco, and Flacco will be making mistakes, and he'd be just running for his life, and that didn't happen. Browns, maybe a little bit better than people expect this year. Their defense is good. Offensive line played well. They need some pieces on the outside, but Flacco can get them the ball. So definitely a tough loss for the Packers in Green Bay. Definitely have to regroup. But like I said, on to Dallas, week 4. Let's get out of this first 4 weeks, 3-1. That'd be really good. The average is if you can get out of the first 4 weeks at 2-2 because of the new season and everything, all the changes and everything going on. That's a good start. So Packers are in that little area. Try to end up 3-1, but we'll see what happens. So go Pack Go. Thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. See you guys next time. Go Pack Go. Packers at Dallas. Peace.